Halls Elementary School services 500 students in pre-K through 3rd grade. It is located in an urban setting, and both math and reading scores are the lowest in the district, with half of the student population functioning more than 2 years behind in academics. Staff often write office disciplinary referrals, or ODRs, for inappropriate behaviors that occur in the hallways at the beginning of the day, lunch, and at the end of the day when multiple classes are present. Just this year, 75% of the students have received ODRs during these times of the day, and the majority of these students are repeat offenders. Half of the students who have received an ODR have received 4 or more of them during these times, with pre-K and kindergarten students being the worst offenders. Some of the problem behaviors reported by staff include running up and down the halls and, on occasion, running out of the building. Staff regularly has to make an all-call for a lost pre-K or kindergarten student who is then found hiding in one of the hallways. There are 4 hallways to monitor, but only 2 instructional assistants are available to help manage the hallway during transition times. Teachers often spend most of the transition times yelling at students about behavior. To help alleviate some of the issues, some teachers have developed rules for hallway behavior, such as classes walking with hands folded or hands in pockets, but other teachers have not. Some teachers require students to walk single file or in double lines with boys and girls in separate lines. Students are also required to walk on the right side of the hall. There are also 6 special education teachers and 5 specials teachers that are available to help supervise. Administration has said there are no funds available to hire more staff. To help alleviate these issues, the school will be implementing video modeling and group contingency as 2 interventions to help increase positive student behavior.
Now I'm briefly going to discuss some of the research that we found and the materials needed to implement our intervention plan. Research has shown that video models can be successful in increasing desired behaviors or decreasing unwanted behaviors. While most research is focused on children on the spectrum, it can also be used with typically developing individuals. They have even shown that video models can be useful to train staff or teachers. This strategy is very useful because it can be used with a group, which makes it a more cost-effective strategy. The steps for video modeling include picking a target behavior either for increase or decrease. Then you record that behavior occurring as you would like it to occur. Either a child or adult can perform the actions. Then you just have the child watch the video before engaging the activity, and then you revisit it as needed until it's mastered. Down below, you can see a simple guide for video models that you can follow to make your own video model. A group contingency is when there are rules put in place for a group of individuals. When all or some of the individuals meet a criterion, they're rewarded. There are 3 types of group contingencies: interdependent, in which everyone works together to earn a reward; independent, in which each person works individually to earn their own reward; and dependent, where one or a few people in the group work to earn the reward for the group. They've been used to decrease disruptive behavior in the classroom and in the hallways. Group contingencies are widely used in the schools because they allow for larger groups to be targeted, and they require less teacher attention. To do a group contingency, first you need to select the behavior you'd like to focus on. You're going to define the behavior in a way that everyone can understand it. Then you select the behavior you'd like them to do instead. Everyone must agree upon all rules and regulations included in the group contingency. After that, you can select the type of contingency that will be used. Make sure that you select reinforcers for those that follow the rules, and let the participants or the students know the new rules as well as the reinforcers so that they can begin the project. This is a data sheet that can be used to track a group contingency. It states the rules, it tracks multiple students, and it has easy grading criterion.
Now I'm going to be talking about the strategies and how it's going to address the issues that are outlined in the scenario. Now the video modeling will set the expectations for both teachers and students for what behaviors they should demonstrate in the hallways. An example of what a video could look like is included here, and when you watch it, notice that the behavior is demonstrated both modeling and they verbally explain it. Data for this intervention is tracked through task checklists that will be completed by teachers self-monitoring and their peers. And lastly, this video will also outline the criteria for the group contingency intervention, which I'm going to explain next. There are two group contingencies. The Tier 1 contingency is a school-wide contingency whereby if all of the students engage in appropriate behavior in the hallways for a determined period of time, they will all earn a reinforcer. This could be something like pizza for the students, extra recess, etc. Now the Tier 2 contingency is classroom specific, and this reinforcer is extra recess time. This reinforcer will be delivered each week if the students successfully meet criteria. Now both of these are interdependent group contingency, meaning that all of the students at that tier level have to meet the criteria in order to receive reinforcement. Now, both of these interventions meet the needs of the school in multiple ways. They set clear expectations for both the teachers and the students respectively. It establishes consistency through the video modeling to ensure the teachers are setting clear expectations for the students and enforcing the expectations consistently. It also adds accountability for the teachers to make sure that they are running the treatment effectively, and there's little cost. There's resources are already available. In addition, the group contingency is positive reinforcement for the students' appropriate behaviors rather than simply trying to punish the disruptive ones. In addition, it also addresses all of the students at the same time rather than trying to do it individually, which ensures that all the students are participating and it's more strategic with the available resources.
During our introduction, it was explained that Halls Elementary has issues of behavioral problems with the students, as well as lagging academics. This situation has brought about a need for change, not only to help the students, but the teachers as well. It was determined that there were no standardized rules, expectations, or consequences for the problem behaviors, and that these behaviors are most likely influencing academics. The interventions of video modeling and group contingency could potentially help improve these issues. Video modeling will be utilized to train staff the definitions of the target behaviors and the implementation of group contingency. As for the students, video modeling will standardize expectations and model appropriate behavior. Once there are standards and expectations put into place and taught to both the teachers and students, group contingency will provide the opportunity to reinforce appropriate behaviors and punish problem behaviors. It is our plan to work with the resources that the school has available to incur minimal costs, as the school has no extra funding. All plans and training materials that will be created will utilize the staff and volunteers to help alleviate any cost. By implementing video modeling and group contingency, there is the potential to decrease problem behaviors, increase appropriate behaviors, and in turn positively influence academics. These interventions will encourage both the teachers and students to become aware of themselves via self-monitoring and become aware of their peers through the consequences and outcomes of these interventions.